The album as a whole, I think, is the most diverse we've ever done. Because on previous albums, Scott had come in with the riffs, we go through the riffs, and have we gone too far with that one, have we gone too far with that one? And every album, we sort of got away with it, if you like, slightly moving out of the genre. And I think the catalyst that really made us believe we could do anything we wanted in any style was a track called Veteran on the previous album. Now, that riff had been sitting in the vault for nearly 3 years and we didn't know what to do with it. We liked it, but just didn't know what to do with it within our style of what we play. And then last year, the year before with the album, we put the Veteran out. It was shit or bust on that track and it really went down well. And that's when we discovered all doors are open to us. We don't need to stick within any rules of any sort within the music. Like I say, it's a very diverse album. We've gone fast, slow. We could have gone, death metal by numbers. The opening track's a fast one, followed by a slow one, mute it down, big fast ending. But we didn't go that way because we've got too many different styles to mess with, and we want to mess with them. A lot of bands find their niche where they do what they do, and they've got that style on every album, which is basically the same. But we haven't found our niche, and until then, we're going to experiment with everything and try every single different style. And we'll stand and fall by it. And I think it's really worked on this album. Fantastic stuff. I don't think this album varied too much from how we usually do the albums. But the only difference this time being, because we were in lockdown for most of the year and we weren't doing any shows, Scott was getting the songs done quicker. And when I actually turned up at his house to do our usual weekend thing of going through everything, the majority of it was done. And the only plus on everything else, everything was done a lot faster. Carl had a lot more time to concentrate on his lyrics. And we just sat around waiting for him. It was great. But the actual album itself, when I went round to Scott's to do our usual weekend of drinking vodka and going through all these riff vaults, I got there and virtually 7 tracks done. So, the way they were done was the way they've turned out on the album, which was good. The only song which we did totally from scratch was As My Heart Grows Cold, because he'd put this riff up on Facebook, just a little piece, and he completely forgot about it, but I never had. As soon as I heard it, I knew we were going to use it. So on the last day of Round Scott's at Riff Central doing the tracks, I says, we've got to use that piece of music, it's fantastic. And of course, Scott being Scott, I had no idea what I was on about, so we had to spend about 2 hours going through all these messages and everything. We eventually found it, and we just started that song from scratch on a Sunday afternoon, and by the end of Sunday evening that was done. That was the only track I really had a hell of a lot of involvement in, and I didn't even write most of that. Scott did it, and yet again I just say to him, we need a certain bit there, and as he's got this mad ability to actually manifest what I'm thinking and what I'm trying to express to him, he just does it straight away. It's great. Another track which was out of the norm was Mass Psychosis. That was literally Scott just putting a bit of guitar on a drum track in a backing drum machine. And that song was actually composed in the studio with Russ. All 5 of us were involved in that. None of us had any idea what the other person was doing because we were all recording separately from each other. And I think it turned out really well. It had a hell of a lot of a different type of track for us anyway. But we went in there, I had my idea, Scott had his idea, Carl had his blah blah blah. And we all went in independently and put our version of what we thought it was. And then we just gave all those bits to Russ Russell. And he mashed it all together, and the finished product is what you hear. It's the first time we've ever done it that way. We usually had a vague idea of what track's going to be like, but that was the only track we had absolutely no idea of what was going to go on with it. And I particularly like it. It's different.